Well, hey, it says we're live. I got this fan running over here because it is hot out here. So I'm sorry if that's loud in the stream. I don't know if it will be, but it may be. Let's see here. All right, so nobody's here, and perhaps nobody will be. But we are here today to get some of these vehicles back here ready for the No Name Nationals. And I've actually got a car show coming up tomorrow. It's a benefit for a small town fire department called Coal City, Indiana. So if you're anywhere in that area, come out and support them. They're doing a fish fry and I don't know what all. But I'm going to drive old Blue Brown, this one up there tomorrow. And yeah, I think I'm going to take a guest along. You'll probably see that in the video. We'll video it. So I'll keep watching this. If anybody pops in and you got questions, I'm going to talk some about what I'm going to do getting these trucks ready for the No Name Nationals. Because they need to be getting ready for some stuff. So, all right. That helps a little bit. That sun is hot. I don't know what it's like where you're at, but it is 90 degrees in here in the garage. So I'm not sure what it is outside. I didn't look before I came out. Hey, there's Jim's Fastback Garage. Hello, sir. Are you getting things ready for the No Name Nationals, or are you going to get to go this year? Or... Let's see. Let me find out what the temperature is here. Whoops, hit the wrong button. So it says it's 87 here, and it feels like 97. So there you go. That's what it is. And like I said, it's 90 in the garage, so it's actually cooler outside. I will be there. You're going to be there Friday. Okay, cool. We're going to leave out of here Wednesday morning because I don't know what kind of problems I might encounter on the way down there, because we're going to pull the brown truck, this truck. Yeah, we're going to pull that one. Yeah, behind the blue one. So, and that's one of the things I got to get finished for the No Name Nationals. Is I've got to get old Dolly Parton back there finished, so that it's hot. So that basically the only thing I got left to do, we did the lights and everything on it, but I still got the bearings to put in on the driver's side because I want to replace them. I kept the bearings off the other side, but the inner bearing was pretty bad shape, but I went ahead and kept it and I marked on the box old or used because, if you're in a pinch, it might, if something happens, it might be better. Did you say you were 2XL shirt? Yes. I've lost a bunch of weight, but I'm still pretty much a 2XL. Okay. And by the way, if anybody's out there, if you want to email me your address, I will send you while supplies last, some stickers. I've got some to send out, and I want to thank everybody that has subscribed and watches the channel. Our watch hours are almost to the 4,000 mark. And if YouTube doesn't reset everything like they did in January, I would say by the time we get to the No Name Nationals, if my math skills are correct, we should be at 4,000. So Eric also, yes, he also wears a 2XL. He's not here today. He may drop in before he goes to work, but he didn't say he was going to, so he's not here today. Friday morning live at noon. You know, I wouldn't want to actually do it in the morning like we always say we're going to, but life gets in the way sometimes. So anyway, let me get up here. I had to go by the store today and buy some stuff. I got this is the only track around. Well, none of the tracks around here require you having no antifreeze. So, of course, the one in Sikeston that we're going to does. So I always take the antifreeze out of whatever I'm going to run down the track, and I put a bottle of this stuff in there, water wetter. It says it'll run up to 20 degrees cooler. So, you know, I don't know if that's true or not. So I've got that to do today. Got oils changed on that one for sure. I'm going to change the oil on this one too before I take it to the No Name Nationals, but I've only got about 300 miles on it, on this oil change that's in it. Because, you know, if you watched It'll Run's channel, you know it filled up full of gas again because the carburetor float stuck. So Jack rebuilt the carburetor. Now that all works fine, and he changed the oil. But I noticed today when I checked it, it's starting to smell a little gassy, and it's not raised any. So I mean, I know it isn't leaking into it again, but it's just kind of washing everything out. So we will definitely change that one again before we go down to Sikeston, and then that's probably the last oil change for that one, because once we're done down at Sikeston, that one goes on the market. Hopefully we can sell it. That's the plan. I've also got this transmission cooler to install on the Chevy, and it's a kit. I don't know. I hope that that's the thing to do. I kind of watched one of Buffdale Campbell. Let me stand here. Buffdale Campbell's lives, and he was talking about those. So I thought maybe I ought to put that on there. Not that brown truck's that heavy and that hard to pull, I'm sure, but I also don't want to overheat that old 350 automatic in there, because that's been in there since 1977. So I'm sure, and it's got 176,000 on it, 176, I think, something like that. Anyway, we got our list here of stuff we got to do for the No Name Nationals. So really, the only thing left to do on it is the water wetter, or take out the antifreeze, finish the tow device, like I said, and remove or put that transmission cooler on there. And then I want to check everything over and grease everything. And I am actually going to hook up the trailer once I get the new bearings in it. And we're going to strap this Dodge down to it, and because I've never towed a vehicle before, so I thought maybe I would tow it around here in the community a little bit just to see how it does. So anyway, that's all I know about that. Oops. me put a little light on the subject here, because it looks like, I don't know if that helps any or not. It may make it worse. It seems like there's a glare somewhere. Just ain't sure where it's at. So, Joe Royal Garage. Well, hello, sir, and welcome aboard. We're just, I just thought I'd get on here and talk a little bit about No Name Nationals here, short. Still trying to get this figured out. The last time I had things set up over here, there was getting such a glare on it, and now I don't know if it's much better. So I'm learning. Yeah, here's my smiley face up there. Let's see. Yeah, be sure and hit the like button up there. That'd be cool if you do that. It looks like there's 7 people in here. That's great. Thanks for coming along. Yeah, well, like I said, that's what we're going to try to get done today. So I'm going to kind of work around in here. You guys talk amongst yourselves. If you got questions, well, we'll certainly try to address them. Let's see. I did get me some fog light bulbs for the brown bag over there. Get that fog light going, and I got a new 4-pin relay for the air horns on there. And so we're going to try to get those going. Lead substitute, I use lead substitute in the brown bag. That's a 74 engine. And if I remember right, somewhere around 76, 77, they started hardening the valve, the heads on for the valves. And you don't have to use this, but you guys might know more than I do. I know Kim was talking about it on one of her videos the other day, and so I use it as well. Like I said earlier, we are going to that car show tomorrow, so I got to concentrate on the Chevy. Hour, 25 minutes. I'm going to throw these back. I got a spare quart of oil that goes back there too, so I've already had to use my spare. I try to change the oil every time it gets quart low after so it's I already had to add a quart, and it's time to change it. It's dirty and it's got over 2,000 miles on it, so I mean that truck hardly ever shuts off. Joe Royal Garage. I got to check and see. Gotta check that one out. I feel like I ought to know that channel. Mm-hmm. Well, sir, it doesn't look like I am subscribed to you on one of my channels. Let's see. Let's see if I've seen that name before. That's what I've been watching for a while. Don't comment often. Well, I'm glad you're around. I appreciate it. I see that you've got a channel as well. I was trying to see if I probably have seen it in a comment, I'll bet. Well, I'm actually subscribed to you. RCindustry is subscribed to you. So, okay, great. So, what's the temperature where you're at today? It's 89 here and feels like 97. I think I read a while ago. Oops. Come on now. Let's play friendly. Do, 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 do. There's Frankenstein is in there. Frankenstein C20. Hello, sir. Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, how is everybody ready for the No Name Nationals? Like I said, what do we got? 40 days left? I don't know. We'll find out tonight when John has his live. He always puts the little sign up there. So I'm going to guess there's 40. Maybe there's not. I don't know. There's never enough for me. I can never be completely ready. So, but anyway, I'm going to do my best. I still got to get tools together. I mean, I got a small toolkit in the back of Chevy, but you know, there's things I need to take along. You know, yeah, I mean, just different stuff. Yeah. Okay. Also, at the getting store today, I had to get me some Gorilla Booger, I call it, but it's a mega black, high flex silicone, high temp, blah, blah, 650 degrees. I like to keep that stuff on hand. And I don't know if any of you have watched the video that It'll Run did, because I actually had him work on the brown truck there, the Dodge, and he put my new clutch and stuff in it. So yeah, I got a video coming out Sunday. That thing really runs good now, I'll tell you that. It'll burn out, it'll burn rubber. You probably saw that little clip if you watched my call out to JB. So I did a call out to JB last week, and yeah, Lars always likes this part. But anyway, yeah. So JB, I haven't heard any response from him yet. Although I did watch a live. No, I watched a video, so I know he's had his truck to the track, and I don't know how fast this one is. Not very fast, but I've got a little 8th mile section kind of marked off here locally, and I could do about 53 miles an hour with it if I really, really open her up. So I don't know. That's not very fast. So I'm sure he'll probably going to take it, and that's okay. Let's see. I'm going to get the drain pan. reason, I don't think that drain panel fit in there. It's the one I like to use, but I think it's. Oh yeah, she'll fit. Good deal. Let's see. Let's see here. Oh, you may have to work till Saturday morning. Wow. Well, that's unfortunate, but maybe you can slip down there Saturday night. I don't know how. I'm actually going to stay all day Saturday. We're going to leave Sunday this year because I think they're having a dinner afterwards on Saturday evening or something. We've never stayed for the awards. Not that I'm going to get an award. That's not what I mean. But this year, it looks like it's going to work out. So we're planning on staying and coming home Sunday morning. So, yeah. So how far? What does it take you? About 3 hours to? I don't know. That's probably not right. You're just. I mean, as a crow flies, you're not that far north of the racetrack, but I guess you can get on 57 or is it 55 or whatever that interstate is that runs out of the south part of the state. So, okay, so you're about 2.5 hours. Okay, well, that's closer to me. Yeah, Interstate 55. I was thinking that one was the one that came out of the west side of the St. Louis area. So, okay. I'm going to be taking the interstate this year because I don't want a chance going across those narrow bridges down at Sikeston with that tow dolly, because that thing is, it sticks out a foot on each side of this Dodge. And it's already close enough to the pickup. So if I'm going to need the wider lanes. So I'm going to be taking Interstate 64, because Interstate 64 is just south of here about 12 miles, 13 miles. So I'm going to take Interstate 64 all the way over to 57 and then take that down to the Sikeston area. Once we get down in there, I'll probably turn off on Highway 60 and go over to Minor, because we're actually staying at a hotel in Minor. But, and, that way, at least some of the area on the interstate, if I do have trouble, I can pull over, unless I'm in one of those construction sites, because it seems like I haven't been that way this year, but last year they had a bunch of construction sites and one lane and all that. So I don't know how 57 is this year. But, well, earlier this year, I guess I did drive 57 coming out of 64 out of St. Louis, and then it runs with 57 for a little while, and that there was a whole section of 64 that was under construction, that's for sure. One lane. I thought of going as a spectator, but it's been on the same weekend as James Dean and Ducktail. Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of spectators down there, and it's definitely a good time to be had. Just meeting all the content creators. I wind up talking to people like that, and I don't get a chance to watch much of the racing because I get caught up in everything else. But this year I've got 2 call outs. I don't know if Jason and Tanya from Indirect Connections will be there or not, but if they do, I've got a call out to her and her little Valiant, I think it is, and of course I called out JD with the trash truck. Yeah, so if you haven't seen those call out videos, you can certainly go watch them. That would be the thing to do. All right, I'm going to get a wrench while all you talk amongst yourselves, and I'm going to get that oil coming down out of that truck so it can be sitting there draining, because that's got to be done. Let's see. Better take this with me, because no matter how loose I put them oil filters on there, they always are hard to get off. So, all right, let me crawl down into here. Better get me a rag. Ouch. She's hot out there. Well, I got that draining. Lone Ranch Garage. Southwest part near Springfield. Well, I used to live in Knobnoster, that's north of Springfield. And I used to live in Mountain View, which is southeast of Springfield. My ex-wife lives in Springfield, so I try to stay out of there. Well, actually, she lives in the Springfield area. Close enough for me. So, oh yeah, unless you have to dig holes. No kidding, because of the rocks. My grandfather, they had a farm down in Texas County, and he'd had a garden spot there, probably since the 40s. My dad was born in 42. And it still had rocks in it. I mean, he always picked them out of there, but it just like, there was always rocks. Lots of rocks. Yeah, small world for sure. I actually like Missouri. I think the economy is a lot better in Missouri than it is in Indiana. But when I got out of the military, I had lived in Missouri before I went in the military. I grew up here in southern Indiana, but I lived down there before I went in the military. And in fact, my son was born in Mountain View Hospital. But yeah, when I got out of the military, I couldn't find a job down there. I found a job here in Indiana, so that's why I moved back. So I know where that's at, yeah. So, yeah, I've got a friend that actually lives north of me here, about 50-minute drive, and they're from St. Joe, Missouri, originally. He was in the military with me, and so he works at a Crane Naval Base now, so he's north of me here, about, like I said, about 50 minutes. So, used to deer hunt in Texas County. Cool. Well, that is the biggest county in the. That's the biggest county in the state, so that's why it's called Texas County. The capital of, or the county seat, is Houston. Houston, yeah. So Houston is the capital of, or the county seat for Texas County. So it's just some worthless information to know. It is hot. Be sure and stay hydrated today, folks. That's why I'm not getting it too hard on working on these, but I do have some stuff I have to do. So, what do you guys? I mentioned earlier that I use water wetter. The tracks around here don't require you removing the antifreeze, but the one down at Sikeston does. So, do you guys have any other product? I mean, this is the only thing that I've ever used. I usually just fill it up with water and dump a jug of this in. Now, I do save my antifreeze, so whenever I change it out of here, I will try to be as clean and neat as possible, because I've got some buckets back here with the lids, and I will save my antifreeze to put back in the trucks. But, because, I mean, the brown bag over here, the antifreeze is not even, it's months old. It's not even very old, because I just had the radiator redone. And I think when Jack put that new intake manifold on there, of course, he found out that the studs on that slant 6 are water jackets. So So he had to top it back off again. Let's see. I can't hardly see that from over there. Used to deer hunt in Texas County, Fort Leonard Wood, and Bigfoot territory. Absolutely, I know where Fort Leonard Wood is. Actually, that shouldn't be too far from where you're at, because you're on old Route 66, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the rocks grow, that's for sure. So you just use plain water in yours. Okay. It probably wouldn't hurt. I guess the only thing I was thinking of, I don't know what's in this, but it says it makes it run 20 degrees cooler. I have no idea if that's true or not. But I guess the only thing I was doing, that does have some, snake oil in it to keep the bearings in the water pump lubed and stuff like that. So that's kind of the only reason that I started using it. Where am I at? I am in southern Indiana, between Evansville and Bloomington. So I'm kind of, if you draw a straight line, I'm right in the center of that. Jasper, Indiana, actually, I guess I could say that. So you're about an hour from Fort Leonard Wood, okay. Yeah, I'm going to the No Name Nationals next month. I'm going to be the truck I'm changing the oil on. I'm going to use that one and my car dolly to pull this one. And I do want to run this one down the track one time just to compare last year's ticket with this year's ticket, because I've done some modifications and I actually put a different carburetor on it, and it runs so much better. I mean, you got to be careful because it'll burn the tires without really even trying. So, which is not necessarily good, but I'm just meaning it's got a lot more zip than it did have. So, but the main one I'm going to be running is the brown bag over here, which is a 74 Dodge. So yours runs fine all the way there and back. Yeah, it probably would. I haven't changed the water pump on that one, and it's set since 1992. So I was just thinking any kind of lubrication I could put in it. That's the only reason. Hey, there is Canary's Hot Rod Garage. Hello and good morning, sir. I'm going to be going to a car show this weekend, but it's kind of in the opposite direction of you. I'm going up to Coal City, Indiana, which is about an hour and 20 minutes northwest of here. It's a little local fire department. They have a fundraiser every year with a car show. So, you have family that lives near Vincennes. Well, I grew up in Petersburg, which is, 15, depends on how fast you drive. Probably a 15 or 20-minute drive from Vincennes. So, yeah. My son went to college over at Vincennes University for a little while. In fact, I got a nephew that's over there right now in college. Better stay on the safe side. Well, that's kind of what I thought, only because, you just don't know. I'm not driving it. It's not going to be running the 346 miles to get there, but, I am going to drive it when I get down there. And I hope to be able to take both of these to Lambert's that night for the car show, the impromptu car show on Thursday night. But I'm going to have a driver because Eric is going as well, but he's going to drive his pickup down there. He hasn't he has a spectator's registration already, but he hasn't got his channel built up enough yet to race, unless he gets a bunch of subscribers between now and then. So I'm going to attend. Not sure if I'll make the cut of the 500 subs. So, but It's not from the lack of trying. Lone Wrench Garage. I'm sure that I am subscribed to you, sir, but I will check right now. How's that? Let's see. Oh, that's Line Wrench. How about Lone Wrench? Let's go back. Well, I'm not subscribed on this channel, but I am now. Let me go check my main channel. Let's see. Yeah, my main channel, RCindustry, I was subscribed to you. So let me get subscribed to you. I'll give you a couple more. How's that? That's about the best I can do. But I will tell anybody else that's out there, go ahead and subscribe to these folks that are in here, because their subscriptions are low enough that they can't actually participate. So they can certainly go there as a spectator. Okay, so I am subscribed on that channel. So that's 2 channels I'm subscribed. So let's check here. Okay, there's you another one. That's number 350 right there. Let's see. Let me go to my working channel here. Okay, there's 351. That's about the best I can do for you, sir. Okay. Well, come on. All right, let me get caught up here. Hey, Canary, I have family. The nearest Luke Vincent. Yeah, I think I already read that. Hi there, Long Guns Garage. He needs 500 subs. Well, he's got 351 now. So, like I said, go out there. There's a big cruise going on in Owensboro tonight. Yeah, I did. I saw that. Unfortunately, I've got something I've got to do tonight, but I did see that. And there's also a big car show that here in our area that a lot of people go to. There'll be 200 or 300 cars there probably, and it's also a thing for a volunteer fire department to raise money. But it's a big one, and I've never been to this one that I'm going to tomorrow. So it's kind of why I thought I would go to a different one, because sometimes you get to see different vehicles when you go to different areas. What can you put in a link, and I'll subscribe him? I'll sub him. Well, if someone will put the link in there, I'm fine with that. I don't know how to do that. I'm sure there's a way. I'm not real good with this live stuff. Just keep putting out content. You'll get there. I got there with a viral video and got them same week. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. That's something that's always good. Just keep doing it. Just keep putting out videos. And also you can panhandle when you get to the No Name Nationals. You wouldn't be the first one. I remember Dizzy Izzy down there that first year, the inaugural. He stood outside the gate and asked people to subscribe to him as they were pulling in. And he wasn't the only one. There was that young man at Mopar's Mustangs and Minivans, and Colleen's his mom. They always go every year. And I think he did the same thing because he got just enough right before Friday morning. And so he was able to get in there as well. Let's see what we got here. I've got a premiere that starts in 15 minutes. It's a truck show video if you guys are interested. Yeah, hey, you can zip on over there and do that. I'm going to be on here for about another 15 minutes, so that'd be a good idea. There's LP. Good day, gentlemen. Yes, it is a good day. A little warm, but hey, it's not bad. This is Southern Indiana. I'm used to it. Okay, so Curtis or Canary says he will subscribe to you as well. I'll be honest with you. I'm subscribed to probably everybody that's associated with the No Name Nationals, but I won't try to tell you that I watch every one of their videos because it's theoretically impossible. There's not enough hours in the day for me anyway. So, but I do support the No Name Nationals. It's a great group of people to be involved with. You know, you don't have to be a professional racer to have a good time. Nobody makes fun of the junk you drive down the track like this. It's just a good time. Yes, the weather will make you moist today. That is no kidding. I said earlier on, I know there's probably a little bit of a noise in the background. I've got a fan over here blowing on me because it's hot. I mean, it was 90 out here. Let me see what it is. Yeah, it's went up a degree. It's 91 here inside the garage in the shade. So I can't imagine what it is outside. So how's your shop coming along? You were getting ready. The last time I talked to you, you're getting ready to pour the apron out front of it. So I hope that's went well for you. We poured a turnaround pad here at the other end of our driveway, mainly because the neighbors bitched it. Yeah, whatever. I had gravel down trying to play the game with the city, and the guy in the city's nice about it, but you know he's got to address a complaint, and so we wound up pouring pad out here, and that's okay. But wasn't something I wanted to spend the money on. So I was talking about your buddy's channel that's trying to get his 500. Oh, well, that's my son. Okay, yeah, it's at the Curtis. Oh gosh. Let's see. Ain't that awful? You'd think I know. It's my son's channel. But I'll tell you here shortly. At the Curtis 28. So if you just type that in, it'll take you right there. And maybe I can do that from this phone. Let me try that. Oops. Oh, I think I don't know if capitals are important, but we'll put them in there anyway. So there is how it's spelled. I couldn't figure out how to make it a link, but I'm sure there's people out there that know how to do it. Oh, the concrete's done. Good. And you got the AC unit for the shop today. Oh, well. Okay, well, I know where to come and work on stuff when it's hot, LOL. Yeah, well, that's a blessing. I'm so glad that you were able to get that. Oh. Let's see. Oh, he said, plan on panhandling. Well, I mean, that's what everybody else has done in the past. I mean, the first year that I went, I had 280 some subscribers before I ever found out anything about the No Name Nationals. And I just basically stumbled across it on the live back then. And so I got a hold of, I was reluctant because I didn't, you had to apply, or you had to, be part of the No Name 500. And that meant you had to commit to going. So I texted John Wilburn and said, I'm going to do this, but I don't know if I can get my subs. And he said, you'll get your subs. You just put out content, kind of just like what we were just saying. And it worked. I mean, I was the first one to ever get 500 enough. I was the first one in the No Name 500 club, that took place the first year, to get my 500 subs. So I know it can be done. Okay, so it looks like Frankenstein's got to get back to work. Well, I'm glad you stopped in, man. And yeah, stay cool out there. I think he's a carpet layer, if I'm not mistaken. But, this old brain sometimes can't remember everything. All right. Yeah, Du Bois. Well, Du Bois County Flips is one of my, that's one of my channels. I used to buy and sell disheveled properties. Well, I'd buy them disheveled and then fix them up and sell them. So, and back, 10 years ago, there was all kinds of channels that you could flipped houses and showed how they did it. And so that was my channel, and that's what I did. So it looks like Canary's Hot Rod Garage is heading out to lunch. Have a safe one today. Yes, sir. You too. Yeah, and we're probably going to be on here for about another 10 minutes or so, because I've got to, I got to crawl back up under there and put some oil. Well, I got to put an oil filter on first. I should go ahead and get that ready. Yes, that is Eric Curtis II. That's correct. It's just that his channel name is the Curtis 28. Planning on racing the old Blue Brown down the track with the camper shell on it too, unless Deke tells me I can't. I sent him a sub. Well, I will tell him that, and he'll appreciate that. Can't remember what he's got, but seems like it's under 300. But I haven't looked at it for a while, so. Reckon I can do this without making a mess? I didn't know. And I know you don't have to do this. Everybody's got their own way of doing things. These old engines, I just don't want a chance 1 second of running it without any kind of oil pressure. Or at least if I don't have to, so. So I didn't fill it all the way up, but I got some in there anyway. And I can't remember, but I had a Buick one time. It was an older Buick. It seemed like it had a, I don't know, 312 or a, yeah, that don't sound right. I don't remember. It was a V8, but it was a small V8. And it seems like I just crammed. Of course, I think the filter on it was on the side, kind of like a Chrysler. Nah, I can't remember for sure. But anyway, I remember I didn't put the oil in the oil filter, and it wouldn't prime itself. And I finally figured out to put oil in the filter, and then it would. But that's the only one I've ever had. But that was that way. So I don't know if you guys have had any experience with that kind of stuff or not. But anywho, yeah, well, the No Name Nationals is certainly a fun time. Hey, and don't forget about Shop RCindustry. You can go to Shop RCindustry and get your truckers hats and get your shirts. I don't have one of them on today, one of mine, but the same company that does mine also does these. So you can go to their website and you can get a shirt. Actually, if you go to mine, you can also go to everybody else's that's on there. So there's a whole bunch of people from the No Name Nationals that have their T-shirts and stuff on there. So you can certainly do that. Just kind of looking here where I want to run my lines through for my cooler. I want to get that out behind the grill, but in front of the radiator there, so it can get some air. What do you guys think about those transmission coolers? Oh yeah, you've got your premiere coming up. Yeah, I may slip over there once I get done here too. Check it out. I think I did a premiere one time like that. I think if I remember how it works, everybody watches the video and then you talk about it afterwards or something like that. So I can't remember. So the car show I went to last weekend, I don't know if I put it out there on a post, but let me show you what I had in the back of my truck for those of you who have not seen it. That video will be coming out in a week or so. There's what I had in the back of my truck. I think actually last week's live, if you watched it, it was sitting out here in the driveway then because we were working on it, getting it ready for the show. So anyway, that video will be coming out soon. Oh, it's my email telling me that I'm getting ready to do a live. Yeah, okay. Well, it's a little late for that because we already are doing it, baby. Okay. Well, looks like we're down to 4 people. We got 5 thumbs up. Appreciate it. If you haven't gotten a thumbs up or a thumbs down, go ahead and do that now. And I appreciate you watching. Be sure and subscribe. I think we're at 5,745 subscribers. And thanks for all of you watching my stuff. We're at 3,877 watch hours. So to be fully monetized, you have to have 4,000. If this trend keeps going, we should have that by the No Name Nationals. Now, what that means, I don't know. I already make a little bit of money off of my memberships and super chats, so I want to appreciate everybody that has joined the channel and has put in those super chats. That's awesome. I will get my first deposit from YouTube between September 21st and 28th, or at least that's what they say. So we'll see how that works. Have a good weekend, you all, and see you. You too. Yeah, you too, LP. Thank you. You guys have a great week. Well, it's been an hour. I'm going to get off here. If you want to slip over to Lone Wrench Garage and watch his premiere, I would encourage you to do so. Have a great day. And as always, we're making it just like brand used here, baby.